What's going on? We're crafting. I cut up some pine logs. Live on the YouTube and the Facebook. Trying the restream out. But we crafting. Engraved this, and I just put Valley, Arizona. Let's turn on this light. That might help. This light doesn't want to work. Let's turn on this. Helps slim to nil. Yeah, we'll just go with this. It's all right. But we got Valley, Arizona here. Hold it back in the light. I'm going to paint this in. And then afterwards, I'll sand it back down. And hopefully all the hopefully it cleans up nicely. Right after I sand it back down, everywhere where I shouldn't have painted should come back. How we doing tonight? What are we on the? I think we're on the YouTubes. just painting. Right? We got to keep coming up with ideas to fund the dreams. Fund the dreams without a capitalistic nature. And then I think handcrafting these things might be a good solution. I don't see a lot of Valley, Arizona memorabilia up here. And then I'm hoping once I sand this, it'll come out nice. Boom. Valley, Arizona. Let me go find some sandpaper. And sand this up. See how it looks. Nice. Let's take a little picture of this. Some really fine sandpaper. Hell yeah. There we go. Little Valley AZ. Let's see if we can get the boom. First one, right? Just cut a little ponderosa pine, engraved it, painted it. Hell yeah. Yeah, I should probably lacquer these up or something. They look pretty nice. Let's add some more brown to the paintings over here. I don't know if I should have painted those. We'll see. Maybe I should have painted them, maybe not. But I did complete this. Get another look at this guy. Little Valley, Arizona. Little piece, right? Ponderosa pine. I just chainsawed it off. There we go. Okay. Let's put some of this stuff back. Yeah, I'm stoked on this little guy. Yeah, I'm super stoked on this little contraption. Maybe you can cave with some let's put the chainsaw stuff back in here. Give us some sample pieces to mess with, which is nice. There we go. Putting it all, putting the engraver. This little engraver is fucking sweet. It's a little USB little pen engraver. That's what I used to engrave this little thing and paint it. And then I sanded it back down. Probably could make a few more of these. And then boom. We had a little paint section. Nice. Just painted some letters and just engraved some letters, but so be it, right? You know, I just cut it with the chainsaw, like I said, hopped it off on both sides, sanded it down, then I engraved on it. Obviously, my lettering has to get better. And then I painted it, and then I sanded it down with even smoother piece. But in the future, right, when these get more straight and whatnot, little mementos. And then if I get some lacquer or some like what do we call it, some resin or whatnot, we get some resin, seal it up, make it look nice. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Little arts and crafts, little I think I want to game a little bit. These run crazy amount of... They do. 219, 15, 20 watts. 20 watts ain't bad. What else am I running? So just streaming. So just streaming in that light, huh? That's okay. Let's go, this will probably kick it up quite a bit. I like to game a little bit too, so we're gonna game. Peak? What is peak? Try to go competitive. Depth.
Let's roll. Let's show them who we are. Throwing flashbang. Move it, move it.
There we go. There we go.
Remember, this isn't the killing house anymore. This is real life.
Come on, you gotta go.
Deploying flashbang. Flashbang.
We're trying.
Defusing the bomb.
Counter-terrorists win.
You're right on. You're right on. Move. Throwing a grenade. Incendiary.
I seen him move at the last second up there. I didn't know they could be up. I didn't know they could be posted up.
Gear up. We aren't going on a windy walk here. Smoke!
It's tough. There you go, there you go. There you go.
Diffusing.
Counter-terrorists win.
We're in the clear, lads. Go, go, go. Grenade out. Flashbang. Throwing fire.
Counter-terrorists win.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Throwing fire. Move it, son. Throwing flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Grenade out. Incendiary out.
be A, Snake.
Bomb has been planted.
Confirmed A.
Terrorists win.
Come on, jump, jump. Deploying decoy.
Terrorists win.
Move it, move it. Throwing flashbang.
Oh, it's completely my fault.
Terrorists win.
Go, go, go. Deploying flashbang.
Come on, I didn't. How did I not hit that first one? I guess we could just force him to plant.
Terrorists win.
A or B?
Come on, let's go. Activating the bomb.
Terrorists win.
Switch it up.
Grenade out. Flashback. I'm planted.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
We go B again, they will never suspect it.
B it is.
Now is the time.
Flashbang going out.
Flashback. I'm throwing fire. Throwing a flashbang. I'm throwing a grenade.
Rotate around, rotate around, rotate around.
Of course.
Plant A, plant A.
I'm planting the bomb.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
Oh, Vera.
Let's go for B again. Go for B again.
Here, behind.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Try A. Or we just go B again.
Don't ever suspect B twice. Not after that.
No fire. Grenade it, flash it, and then go in. Plant it, plant it. The bomb's left back there. The bomb's back there.
Counter-terrorists win.
Try A.
Together we can do it. Activating the bomb.
Bomb has been planted.
Darn.
Terrorists win.
I'm very low, man.
Let's go B. I got grenade and then flashbang.
Grenade out. Throw in the flashbang. I'm throwing the flashbang. Smoke. Grenade. I'm planted.
go A.
Guys, I tell you, we kill them all. I'm throwing a grenade. Smoke! Flashbang! Throwing fire!
Counter-terrorists win.
This is our fight. Grenade out! Grenade! Throwing smoke!
Slaughtered.
Flashbang!
Counter-terrorists win.
It is time now, my friend. I'm throwing a grenade! Throwing a flashbang!
I didn't even see where he was at. Oh, shot. I didn't even see where he was at.
Counter-terrorists win.
We must win. Flashbang!
Dude, how we all get taken out so quick?
I'm planting the bomb.
think one is good enough. One game is good enough. Ow, dude. Careful. Stop. Careful. Hi. Stay down. Easy. Let's close out Steam. That should get rid of. Bunch of
I just hiked 21 days straight in the canyons of Utah. I discovered ancient cities no one has seen in 1,000 years. I rappelled off cliffs. I free solo climbed up cliffs. I found pots. I found cities. I found things that no one's seen or touched in 1,000 years. Guys, we are about to see the most hidden ancient city in America. It's literally hundreds of feet up into the cliffs. But I'm going to show you guys the most insane ancient engineering in America. Literally on the side of a cliff. Comment what you think these guys were hiding from. One wrong step, it's all over. Look at this.
That is a crazy drop.
Off the edge of these cliffs. Wow. I've never seen this kind of rock with this beautiful, beautiful gray.
Morning, guys. Welcome to another extreme desert adventure. I'm still dealing with the effects of heat stroke. Yesterday I did 20 miles in the heat and just didn't slow down enough. So I'm still feeling it, but today we got just as much terrain to cover. I'm gonna go down here, climb these cliffs up and over behind there, and go behind the canyons. See what we can find up there. There's all kinds of alcoves and things. So there's huge opportunity to find something. Friends, we're a few miles in. The sun is already burning my skin, but I'm getting excited already. We're gonna go to that top layer. You can see there's a spring, almost the entire length, all the way along the top. I wanna get up there. It's pretty much alcove after alcove with drips. So I guarantee there's gonna be rock art or something up there. So I'll see you guys up there. I knew it, guys. I just found a stone wall up there. I knew we would find something. Right by this round stone, there's a huge stone wall right on the right-hand side. We are gonna have to hike up and scale along this cliff all the way over there. And I know for a fact that top part with all the springs is gonna have so much more. And I found something else big. This is a chert mine. This right here is where they were making all their stone tools. Breaking this, I think it's jasper, correct me if I'm wrong. But we are going up there. So we do have quite a bit of work. Gotta cross 2 little canyons, hike up the cliffs, scale along the cliffs, and then get to this. Man, it looks beautiful up there. I'm so filled with gratitude. Man, this is better than winning the lottery. Just to be able to be out here. Nobody telling you nothing.
That's pretty
Just
badass.
peace. I saw something else up there that excites me. There's this little altar up there for offerings. There's this huge canvas that's got to have art on it. So I'll zoom in. So there's the wall. And look at that altar in the center. There has got to be so much rock art up and around that thing. I'm so excited. Looks like a storm might come in. So we'll see what happens. Now we gotta climb up the cliffs, traverse over, maybe a bit of free solo climbing. It's gonna be an adventure. All right, this place is already starting to feel special. My soul is feeling something good. We're gonna uncover something that hasn't been seen in thousands of years. This really cool formation is right below where we're headed. We're going on top of this thing. What a cool canyon. We're gonna find some beautiful, beautiful history. Yes, we're already starting to see ancient pottery. Oh my goodness. That was a piece of a beautiful pot lid or rim. The top of the pot. Too excited, guys, I can't talk. Ooh, I know what that is. That there is without a doubt a grinding stone. The harder stone. We are gonna find so much. There's another piece of pottery. It's just scattered. The longer you look, it just pops out everywhere. I can now tell without a doubt, in between these rocks, they were living, they were dwellings. There's a rock wall there, and I just saw something so beautiful. Beautiful painted piece. That is gorgeous. There's gonna be so much in here. There's another piece. See that rock wall there? They were living back here. No way, guys, I found something so rare. Pretty much right beside this little arrowhead was sticking out. I've never seen this kind of rock. Like this beautiful, beautiful gray. I have never seen that. That is unreal. This is amazing history. My soul literally felt that we were gonna find something amazing down below. 5 minutes later, we find this. Pretty much right beside each other. Look at that. That is gorgeous rock. Can anyone tell me the age and what kind of rock this was? This could have literally been during battle, and this could have hit something, or you know what. But look how razor the edges still are. But I can't get enough of this stone. I've never seen this beautiful gray stuff, but we'll put it back.
That's pretty cool.
And we're gonna find so much more. Check it out, a big piece of pottery right underneath. Whoa, look at that design. That was a beautiful ladle or something. That is so gorgeous. There could be so much all around here. Little piece here. But that is cool. Must have been a little jug or something. The day keeps on getting better, guys. Look up there. A tiny hidden granary. There's 2. I don't think anyone's been up here in like 1,000 years. I just walked around for 2 seconds, and here's a hammerstone. See how that's smashed all the way around? And then Up here is like a little hand axe. You can see how they chipped all the way around there. So that was just either hooked to a piece of tree like that or just used by hand. See that little edge and used as a scraper? But everything here is untouched. Right there. That is a tiny little work scraper as well. This whole ground is completely covered, but I cannot wait to get up and check out these granaries. I haven't seen these written about, I haven't found any info on this area or these sites. So we could be the first ones in 1,000 years. This is so exciting, guys. There's that obvious room. But when we were further back, I saw 4 other rooms. And it looks like there's only one way up. We gotta climb that tree, somehow scale the cracks, up and over. So we might be the only ones in 1,000 years to see this. Look at that. Some tiny, tiny granaries right there.
It is so crazy we don't have more people just flat out exploring. You know, once we get past the
They are so
accountability
small.
and the currency,
It's beautiful.
I think
I just climbed right up the cliff.
Go back to exploring.
Look at these. Wow.
It'd be good for
We could be the only ones up here in a long, long time. Nature is taking back. That one's not going to last too much longer. Look at that. Bits of corn cob still there. Wow. That is beautiful. Imagine all the food that was stored in there over 1,000 years ago. Whoa. That one is so small. They probably had them all along here. And then the weather just took them out. You can see little bits of something. Just confused why I haven't seen any rock art. It's really cool. Crawl space. Guarantee you, a lot of things were hidden at one time, but now it's filled in with stuff, but there's firewood. Look at these ancient pieces of wood. Man, that is like the shape of a bow and arrow. Not gonna lie. That looks exactly formed like bows and arrows. That would be wild. Yeah, they were all formed like bows and arrows. That is crazy. Huh. There is pieces of corn. So there was people back here. Man, that sure looks like an ancient bow. Stashed right behind this. All kinds of things that look like tools. I would not be surprised. These were stashed bows and arrows. Oh, man, that is exciting. That's like a
That's pretty crazy.
We must free solo up a tree, up some cliffs, to get to the granaries. That was so bloody sketchy. Whew. I just free solo climbed 20 feet up with a 40-pound backpack. Right away. I think I gotta keep climbing. I think this is piled up to use as the next set of stairs. Whew.
Excuse Bob.
That takes a toll on you. Yeah, there's no other choice but to climb up this again. All right, we already are committed.
Hot committed.
Free solo.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Give that guy a like. Oh.
This is Marquise Henderson, a 16-year-old boy who has just performed the greatest upset in trading card game history because he just won a 1,400-man Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship out of nowhere. Even more surprising was the fact that this was the first large Yu-Gi-Oh! Event he had.
I like random acts of accomplishment, right? In card games, you know, like today I just reached 700 elo in chess. I play Bullet and I play Bullet and Blitz chess, which is 1 minute and 3 minute.
Ever attended. A random kid who had never even won a local tournament would somehow embrace the heart of the cards.
I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh, but I did play Pokemon when it first came out.
to breeze through the top tables, humiliating pro players along the way, some of whom were so salty that they refused to shake the boy's hand after the match was over. You see, while his opponents used decks that cost thousands of dollars, Marquise instead scrounged together a deck using only cards that he could afford, but he would still somehow assemble a strategy that would completely counter the best decks in the metagame. Yet in the eyes of the elitist Yu-Gi-Oh community, not only was he a nobody, but he was piloting a mediocre, frustrating deck that they thought was terrible. So just how did he manage to conquer all odds and win a Yu-Gi-Oh championship? Well, allow me to explain. Our story starts in the year 2012, where Marquise is a freshman in high school, playing Yu-Gi-Oh casually with his friends during lunch. Though highly popular, Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the most expensive trading card games. Rare cards were frequently short printed, creating artificial scarcity, with the staple cards needed for each deck costing hundreds of dollars on the secondary market. Needless to say, it was difficult for anyone to acquire these powerful cards, never mind a boy in high school who had bigger priorities to save for, like hot lunch and Jordans. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh was also one of the most complex games, often with rules that weren't written anywhere in the official rulebook. Because of these reasons, despite the game being marketed towards children, the average tournament would still comprise mainly of adults in their 20s and 30s. So being only 16 years old certainly made things a lot harder. Now, Marquise would learn from his friends that there was a local card store in their area that hosted Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments every Saturday, with a flood of eager duelists occupying every square foot of the store. Though he consistently attended these tournaments for months, he would never win a single one.
I wasn't really playing but like a year and a half. I just started. But yeah, I had one of those before. I've been playing just with my friends and stuff like that.
Being a big city, the players in his local scene in Atlanta were much more skilled and had the budget to play the most powerful decks. Yet with each and every tournament, Marquise would slowly improve. After school, he would go online to research the metagame on forums and watch videos to learn the combos. Outside of drumline and basketball, Yu-Gi-Oh had quickly become his favorite hobby. While his skills were no doubt improving, being a high school student, he still didn't have access to the game's strongest cards. Popular decks at the time included the Dino Rabbit strategy, which leveraged the Cuddly Rescue Rabbit to summon out two normal dinosaurs that can be combined into the Emultralagia and Doka to negate card and monster effects. It would go toe-to-toe with the windups, a combo deck that could set up an army of toys and rip away the opponent's hand on the first turn with a loop that involved recycling the windup hunter over and over again. But they made these decks really hard to put together. Their signature cards were printed in the highest rarity, secret rare, which meant you would be lucky to even pull one out of a box of 36 booster packs. To give you an example, Rescue Rabbit and Emultor Doka were both $80 each, and cards like Windups and Mains were $150. And most of the time you could play up to 3 copies of a given card, so if you multiply that, it was pretty ridiculous even by modern day standards. But it gets worse, because there were 2 cards that were so powerful, every single deck would have to play them. Forguide from the Underworld was a generic monster that summoned Sangan from the deck, who could then search for all of the other deck's signature monsters when he was sent to the graveyard. But it also spawned 2 bodies for an instant XC summon, like Leviathan the Sea Dragon to revive Rescue Rabbit, or Windup Zen Mighty to summon out any Windup. And 3 copies of Tour Guide cost $450 because of its secret rarity, and of course, the waifu tax. Then there was Maxi, a shiny bug that let the user draw a card for every summon the opponent conducted on a given turn. A mandatory counter to heavy combo decks like the Windups, and one of the only ways to circumvent the turn 1 hand loop when going second. It's ironically still one of the most powerful cards in modern day, which justifies its $100 price tag at the time. In total, this meant that you would have to spend well over $1,000 to build a solid Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Without these staple cards, you were basically put at a significant disadvantage, a barrier that many players would struggle with at the time, and honestly that kind of continues to this day. Marquise would obviously feel a little discouraged, knowing that this was an issue that he and his friends had faced. But one day in their group chat, one of Marquise's friends excitedly shared an idea, a deck that had somehow won the national championship the year prior out of nowhere. It was a TG stun deck.
My friend showed me, he's like, oh, this deck is cheap. You play this deck. So I'll give it a shot.
A strategy that leveraged using trap cards to stun the opponent out from playing, like Skill Trade, which, as the name would imply, negated all monster effects on the field.
And in my head, I was like, I didn't know too much. I was like, no, this is not the best card in the game.
Now, the whole concept of the TG deck was to stun out the opponent using the trap cards, while the Tech Genesis monsters would replace themselves when they were destroyed in combat, creating a cycle of near infinite resources while whittling down the opponents using the traps. And since these effects activated in the graveyard, they were unaffected by Skill Drain, which only negated monster effects on the field.
This is like great. Like, this is why I actually went into this. I played so much with it. Played it for like 5 or 6 months, just that one deck.
Marquise quickly jumped onto the idea. The cards were relatively cheap for the most part and easily accessible. The only problem with this deck was that its competitiveness was rather short-lived. By this time, it had since been outclassed by newer cards and excessive power creep that was difficult for trap-based decks to keep up with, especially when going second. So the deck had been dropped by the rest of the player base. But Marquise would continue playing TGs. It became his signature deck, and he strove to make it even better, making tweaks to it day by day. This would continue for the next few months, and as time passed, Marquise would eventually participate in regional tournaments. These were events on a larger scale that would attract stronger opponents, often a few hundred, who would travel from other cities in hopes of placing in the top percentile to receive an invite to the national championship held at the end of the
That's crazy, right? I played Golden Tee World Championships, right? I can pull this up. Bush Camp Dad, actually, if you know him from Fortnite. Is that right? No, might remember his name wrong. I am. So let's go Golden Tee, St. Louis. Golden Tee Golf. Videos. Playlist. Let's see here. And a bunch of hole-in-ones, but let's put I'm surprised there's no golden tea stuff there. I have to go back to find that video. Guess I lost my train of thought.
Louis de la Bourdonnais was a French chess master who won a game of chess with these three pawns in a way that you've never seen before. This game is almost 200 years old. It was played in 1834. He was playing against Alexander MacDonald, and he plays Sicilian. D4, he takes the pawn, he plays E5, attacking the knight, and MacDonald trades. Bishop C4, Bourdonnais plays knight F6, attacking the pawn on E4. Bishop G5 pins the knight, he breaks the pin, and queen E2 now defends the pawn. Bourdonnais plays D5, and remember, as we watch this game, pay close attention to these three pawns, because in a normal game of chess, these pawns get traded off, and you don't just win with these three pawns. It doesn't happen, but watch this game. He takes the knight, he takes back, he retreats the bishop. Castles, castles. Both players get the kings out of the center. A5, why did he play A5? He wants to trap the bishop. He also wants to go here with a nice sneaky little skewer. Very sneaky move. So what does white do? He's got a lot of problems here, right? He takes. Because now if you try to go here, you've got bishop c4, and if you try to trap the bishop, you also have bishop c4. Pretty good move. He takes back, rook to d1, so he avoids the skewer, and at the same time, if you now try to trap the bishop, thank you very much, he's coming in here, taking the pawn, and everything falls apart for black. Okay, pretty good play here from white. d4, and now maybe he still wants to play a4, the bishop's not going to be trapped. White makes, I would say, a questionable move here. He plays c4. The reason I say questionable is because you've given black this pass pawn, which you didn't have to do, so I don't know how I feel about that, but let's keep going. Queen to b6, bishop c2, he blunders the pawn on b2, but black didn't take it. Why not? Because that was actually a trap. Hopefully you guys noticed that when I said that. You're lining up with the queen here, which means the bishop can just sacrifice itself with a check, and now you lose your queen. Okay? Of course, Bourdonnais did not fall for that, and instead played bishop to b7. All right, let's keep going. Knight to d2, brings the rook over, the knight jumps into the center, bishop retreats, c5, queen to c6. By the way, this is a really good idea when you're playing chess to create what's called batteries, where you line up your queen and your bishop. Sometimes you do it with a rook and queen or two rooks, but this is very dangerous because if this knight's move somewhere, thank you very much. Checkmate is a very easy thing to do, it's very powerful. So Bourdonnais goes with the battery on c6, and white says, yeah, I don't think I like that. I'm play f3 to kind of stop that threat right there. Bishop goes back to e7, targeting the pawn on c5, rook to c1, he plays f5. Question for you guys, why did he not take the pawn? He's got two attackers, only one defender. Why didn't he take it? Hopefully you notice it's the exact same trick, not the exact same, but very similar trick we saw before, where the bishop is going to sacrifice itself to open up another long-range piece, and you lose your queen. Okay, so watch out for those discovered attacks, where there's a long-range piece lined up, because all that has to do is move the piece out of the way, and then you're in trouble, right? So same kind of thing we saw earlier. So, of course, he doesn't take the pawn, and instead plays the move f5 attacking the knight. Now, white has to deal with this, and if you move the knight, you're going to be losing maybe your pawn, so instead he comes up with a different solution. If you'd like to pause, what does white play here? That's correct. Queen to c4 check, very nice move. Forces the king in the corner, and then bishop a4. He goes on the offensive. I really like white's style here. Even though Stockfish doesn't agree with it, he is putting the pressure on black. Queen to h6, takes the rook on e8, and Bourdonnais takes the knight on e4. Remember, pay close attention to these 3 pawns, particularly as we go through the rest of this game, because what's going to happen, it's going to blow your mind. At least it blew my mind. All right, c6. White goes on the offensive. What do you play here as black? Well, he didn't save his bishop. He takes f3, the first brilliant move of the game. He says, go ahead and take me. I have something in store if you do. And you guys find this did not happen in the game. In the game, he played rook c2. But if white would have captured, what was black's idea? We'll get a chance to look at it. Queen e3 check. The king's going to try to hide, but you can't because the pawn's going to force it to come out. Then you come down with your rook. You can try to go back, but then you snap this pawn off, opening up the queen here, and then after check, you have checkmate. All right, that's forced. There's no way for white to stop that. So if you take the bishop over here on b7, you lose immediately. Now, white's a good player, so he decides to play on and plays rook c2, a nice defensive move, stopping some of those checkmating ideas. Bourdonnais continued the attack though with queen e3 check. Now, this was actually, according to Stockfish, a mistake, but only if white plays the move rook f2 to defend, and somehow you're holding on. You know, it's very scary, very dangerous. There's queen e2, and Stockfish says white is okay. So the winning move, if you're wondering, was actually bishop a6. Sacrificing this, now you can push this pawn according to Stockfish, and only then come in with the queen, and then push this pawn. It's outside the scope of this video, but that was the winning line. Now, of course, these players were playing this game like 200 years ago, 1834. They didn't have engines, nobody knew any of this stuff. There's 2 guys playing chess, right? So we get queen e3 check. King h1. I mean, this is what I would probably do, like try to get my king away from the danger, right? Bishop c8, now he saves the bishop. Bishop c7. F2. He doesn't even worry about this, he pushes the pawn. Now we have something really interesting. We have 3 connected passed pawns. Remember, in chess, a passed pawn is a pawn that has no pawns that can stop it from becoming queen. So this is a pretty big deal for black. But white has some threats of their own, and you're going to see that over the next couple moves. So first, he plays rook f1, stopping his pawn from moving forward. d3. Bourdonnais is just pushing, right? He's just pushing. Rook to c3. Bishop takes d7. Pawn takes, and e4. He's just pushing once, and white has to figure out a way to stop. Now, queen to c8. What do you do if you're black? Do you take the queen? The answer is a resounding no. Taking queen would be a huge blunder because now you just get back rank checkmated, right? So there's this interesting dynamic that happens in chess when you have a pawn in the 7th rank defending another piece. You can't ever really take a piece, even if it's a queen, because the pawn captures another queen here, right? You don't want to do that. So instead of that, Bourdonnais decides to blockade pawn to prevent it from becoming a queen. Bishop to d8. Queen goes back to c4. And what do you think Bourdonnais played in this position? Queen to e1. It's the same concept that I just talked about. White doesn't want to take the queen because he just gets replaced with another queen and that's game over, right? So queen e1, very nice move. Okay. Rook to c1. He's not going to give up yet. He's going to defend. So if you take that, he just recaptured and white's actually winning. So what does Bourdonnais do? That's correct. Push the pawn, b2. Queen to c5. Should you take the rook? No. White is actually threatening their own checkmate. So yeah, it would be nice to get 2 queens, but you lose the game, right? So you can't do that. So what does he do? Just save the rook. Just slides it over. Keeps his king nice and safe. He stopped the pawn. He's avoided the queen. And now it's a question of, can these 3 pawns get past 2 rooks? Right? Because of course white's going to try to stop you. So white plays rook to d1. So we have this really interesting position where you can't take the queen with either rook, because if you do, it just gets replaced with another queen and you're even worse off because now you're not a rook. And on the other hand, black doesn't want to take either one of the rooks because then the rook just recaptures. So we have this blockade. I mean, this is like, what? This isn't like chess. This is like some composed puzzles here. This is wild. So what does he do? Yeah, e3. Play c3. It gets even weirder. And it's not over yet because white's going to try to defend. Queen c3. Pause the video. What do you think Bourdonnais played to finish off the game here? All right, just look at that. The move he played was queen takes d1, second brilliant move of the game, and it finished off with e2. d2, e2, f2, and black is totally winning. The 3 pawns are winning this game. There's nothing that you can do. You can take this d1, instant back rank checkmate. You can take with your queen. It doesn't really help you. Same thing. It's going to be a back rank checkmate. There's nothing else for you. You can try to run. It doesn't matter if you're white. If you're black, you can basically do whatever you want. You take this, you get a queen. You can probably push here, you get a queen. It's just winning for black, however you look at it. So, really nice game. I've never seen anything like this. When I saw this game, I'm like, you guys are kidding me. He has 3 pawns in the second rank. I was like, jumping to the end of the game. I'm like, how did this happen? Right, this is wild stuff. Hope you guys can appreciate that. I'll show you the game review quickly here. So here's what the game review looks like. Pretty nice from black. 2 brilliant moves, 88. There was that one mistake when you played the queen check. Super complicated position. Stockfish was showing some like wild lines there. But other than that, really nice game. And yeah, I hope you guys can appreciate this position. Sorry, not that position. This position right here. Hopefully that made it worth it for you guys. Thanks for watching. As always, stay sharp.
It's pretty good. I'll give him a like.
Louis de la Bourdonnais was a French chess master who won a game of chess with these 3 pawns in a way that you've never seen before. This game.
This guy, Junie King, 17 years old from Seoul. What is it about Junie that makes him so special, guys?
He has the craziest go-to tricks ever.
Yeah, he has a big bag of tricks and they're all consistent.
Junie?
Yeah.
Lawrence with that great hard flip.
This is the art of the front line. Especially if this goes down.
Yeah, what's coming? Oh, yo, I did not know what was coming. What? Awkward over there. Oh, that's amazing. That's good.
Surfed out.
That's good. Yeah, let's get this thing.
Yeah, I think he pretty much has this.
Did you get truck on there?
No way.
Well, Judy Kang, someone who's got some tricks.
Wow, switch 270 front blunt fakey.
And picking up right where he left off in the wild card jam.
Laughing and smiling.
Do you think that's going to be a 9 on this rail?
It's going to be a great score regardless. Obviously, the big rail is where it's going to count the most, but Switch 270 front blunt filmed with Galaxy, looking good, did it perfect.
Man, it could be up there.
All right, man, it's going to be tough to get a 9 out here.
Yeah.
Then again,
That's, oh my God.
Too soon.
That has to be a 9, bro. Alley, you switch 270 back lip.
Yeah, the control and the pop, the switch pop, just be able to get that all the way around.
That has to be a 9.
And you're really like 2 feet away from Billy Martin.
I was going to say,
How about tap my shoulder? Come on, come on.
just reach over and slap him.
Oh my goodness.
Look at how high he pops.
Replay filmed on Galaxy.
Look at this. So high in the air.
He did that better than the one we saw.
I was just about to say that.
The wild card one was wild.
Yeah.
And then this one was pro.
Yes.
Must be nice, man. But I tell you, wow, 9.5, Judy Khan.
This is what we got to say. He made it in from the wild card. Are we going to see it again?
I think
saw
so.
Ginwoo. He came in. He took home the win. Are we going to see it happen again?
I think so. Yo, I'm keeping right now. I can't
And
even lie to you.
just like in Wu, Junie is new to Street League, but he's not new to contests. He has been winning all around the world.
Yep.
I mean, he won Tampa Am.
He just hasn't got to this stage yet.
17.8 overall.
Is he thinking Nolly 270 he'll live just to shut this down?
To nose.
I feel like it's gonna come out sooner or later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to have to if he wants to win.
This is actually smart contest skating here. Let's get a third trick down. And it's not like an easy trick.
I was gonna say it's still a really hard trick.
But for him,
Jeez.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. That's just crazy you can just do that. Did it grind a little bit too?
it did. It grinded a lot, actually.
Like the hair toss. 8.7 Judy now.
And he's up there.
8.5.
He is extending.
He is up there.
It all comes down to this. Judy Kang needs an 8.9. He's been trying the Nolly 270 board slide.
And he's put it down every time.
Come on, Judy.
Can he do it right here, right now?
Oh,
and
man.
potentially win his first ever SLS? Or is Jagger Eaton going to take a victory lap? He's holding out for the wind.
Oh man, the pressure's on, man.
Oh, it's only making it more as he waits.
Judy Khan. Oh my God! No! No! Judy! I'm about to jump out this booth right now. This is crazy.
Chills.
Wow.
Judy Kang.
Oh man.
He needs an 8.9.
That is 9 club right
That
there,
is
man.
for sure 9 club.
Wow.
Nolly 270 backboard.
Wow. Perfection.
Oh my God, look
I
at
was
the
saying,
face.
Junie is not missing that 3 times in a row.
You called it.
No way.
Alright, let's
He
take a
landed
look
perfectly,
at
too.
the power
Look at his face. Yo, did I just do that?
He did.
Oh, yeah, just sit down after that, man.
Take a seat, young man.
Wow.
Now,
Awaiting those scores from the judges.
Oh, man, the pressure is on.
0.5 behind Jagger right now.
Yeah, he's gonna drop an 8.
Oh, my